Hi, welcome to this Corbettmaths video. In this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the Pictograms practice questions. If you need any extra help on Pictograms, if you go to Corbettmaths and go to the videos and worksheets section and scroll down to video numbers 161 and 162, they're quite useful in terms of pictograms. Alternatively, you could scan this QR code. But in this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the practice questions, so let's get started. Okay, question number one. Question number one says Leo owns a car dealership, so he owns a car dealership, and the table shows the number of cars sold each day last week. So he's working, these are the weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He obviously didn't work Saturday or Sunday. And we've got that he sold 4 cars on Monday, 6 cars on Tuesday, 3 cars on Wednesday, 8 cars on Thursday, and 7 cars on Friday. And the question says to draw a pictogram to show this information and to include a key. So we've got the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the key. Okay, so we're going to draw a pictogram for this information. So let's have a look at the numbers of cars sold. We've got 4, 6, 3, 8, and 7. So what I'm going to do is, in terms of my key, I'm going to let a circle represent 2 cars. So there's my key. Circle means 2 cars, or represents 2 cars. And then for Monday, he sold 4 cars. So that would be 2 circles, because each circle is 2 cars. So that would be 2 cars. And then another 2 cars, so that's 4 cars altogether for Monday. In terms of Tuesday, that's 6 cars. So each circle is 2 cars, that'll be 3 circles, because that'll be 2, 4, 6 cars. Okay, next, Wednesday, that's 3 cars. So that's going to be 1.5 circles, because 1 circle is 2 cars. Now we need another 1 car, so that's going to be half a circle. So we're going to do a little semicircle like that. So that'll be 3 cars for Wednesday. Next, Thursday, that's 8 cars. So each circle is worth 2. So count up in 2s, that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8. That's going to be 4 circles. So 2 cars, 4 cars, 6 cars, 8 cars. And in terms of Friday, 7 cars were sold. So it's going to be, let's do Friday, that's going to be 2, 4, 6. Now we need another 1 car, so it's going to be a semicircle like so. And that's it. So that's our pictogram. So we've got our key and we've drawn the pictograms. We've drawn the symbols for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Question number 2. So Sophie asked 20 of her friends to choose their favourite sport. And here are their replies. So we've got rugby, football, rugby, hockey, cricket, and so on. And part A says complete the tally and frequency column in the table below. So here we've got rugby. So that's rugby, 1. Football. So that's rugby, football, so that's another dash there. Rugby, another 1 there. Hockey, so that'll be 1 for hockey. Cricket, cricket, football, 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 rugby, rugby, hockey, hockey, football, football, rugby, rugby, cricket, cricket, hockey, hockey, football. Now we've got to 4, so another 1 will be 5, like so. Football, that's 6. Football, 7. Rugby, that's now number 5, so we'll go across, that's 5. Football, football, and then rugby. So then if we write down, that's the tallies completed. Now let's do our frequency. So that's going to be 6 for rugby, because we've got 5 and another 1. Football, we've got 5 and a 4, that's going to be 9 altogether. Hockey, that's 3, and cricket, that's 2. And let's just check this. This should add up to 20. 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. So that's fantastic. Okay, next, we've been asked to draw a pictogram to represent the results. And we're told to use a circle that represents 2 people. Okay, so in terms of rugby, we've got 6 people altogether that liked rugby. So it's going to be 3 circles, because that's 2, 4, 6. Football, 9 people. So it's going to be 4.5 circles, because we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8. Now we need 1 more person, so we're going to now do a semicircle like so. So that's 9 people. Now we've got hockey, that's 3 people. So it's going to be a circle, that's 2. And now we need another 1, so we're going to do a semicircle. And then finally cricket, 2 people. That's going to be 1 circle. And that's it, we've completed the pictogram. Okay, let's look at part C. So part C says put the sports in order of popularity, starting with the most popular. So if we have a look, the most popular sport was football, and then rugby, and then hockey, and then cricket. So let's write those down. So we had football, then rugby, then hockey, and then cricket. So we've put the sports in order from the most popular to the least popular. Okay, let's have a look at question number 3. So question number 3, we've got this pictogram, and it says Erin is selling cupcakes to raise money for charity. The pictogram shows some information about the cupcakes sold. So we've got some information about the cupcakes sold. And we're told that each circle represents 4 cupcakes. So in terms of chocolate, that's 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. Now, actually, before we look at part A, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look at this. I'm going to write down the numbers for each of them because it might be useful for the question. So in terms of football, each circle represents 4 people. So as we've seen, 4, 8, 12, 16. So there were 16 chocolate cupcakes sold. Now, in terms of coffee, we've got 1 complete circle, so that's 4, and then a quarter circle. So a quarter circle's 1 because obviously that's a quarter of 4. So you've got 4 and another one, that's 5 coffee cupcakes were sold. Lemon, we've got 4 and then another 4, so that's 8, and then we've got a semicircle, that's another 2 cupcakes, so 4, 8, 10 cupcakes, 10 lemon cupcakes were sold there. And then in terms of strawberry, we've got 4, 8, 12, so 12 strawberry cupcakes were sold. So in terms of part A says write down the least popular flavour of cupcakes. So you can see that straight away, that's coffee. Okay, and then part B says how many chocolate cupcakes were sold. So that's, as we've seen, 16, 4, 8, 12, 16. And then part C says how many more strawberry cupcakes were sold than lemon. So how many more strawberry than lemon? So 12 strawberry cupcakes were sold and 10 lemon cupcakes were sold. So if we do 12 take away 10, so 12 take away 10, that's equal to 2. There's 2 more strawberry than lemon cupcakes sold. As you can see, there's 2 more. And that's it. So that's the answer. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 4. So question number 4 says the table shows information about the number of phone calls received by some students last week. So we've got Patrick, Andrew, David and George, and we've got the frequencies 12, 20, 6 and 9. And we've been asked to show this information on a pictogram. So as you can see, here's the pictogram. We've got each of the people, Patrick, Andrew, David and George, and we've got a key. So if we have a look at this, we've got 12, 20, 6 and 9. I'm thinking we should use a circle representing 4 people because that would be quite nice because obviously 5 times 4 is equal to 20. So it's not as if we have to do too many circles. If we were to use a circle representing 2 people, we'd have to do 10 circles for Andrew. So I'm going to use a circle representing 4. So let's do that. So a circle represents 4 phone calls. Okay, so that's our key. A circle represents 4 phone calls. Okay, so in terms of our circles, Patrick received 12 phone calls. So each circle represents 4. So that'll be 4, 8, 12. So he's received 12 phone calls. And I'm trying to keep each of these circles the same size, the best I can, obviously. So I'm trying to keep them all consistent. Now, Andrew received 20 phone calls. So that's going to be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, so that's 20 phone calls for Andrew. David received 6 phone calls, so in terms of that, that's going to be a whole 1, that's 4. Now we need another 2, so that's going to be half a circle, so that's then 6 phone calls there. And then George received 9 phone calls, so that's going to be a whole circle, that's 4, another whole circle, that's 8. Now we need 1 more, that's going to be a quarter circle, like so. So we've got that Patrick received 12 phone calls, Andrew received 20, David received 6, and George received 9, and that's it. That's our pictogram, and there's our key as well. And make sure you put that key down that a circle represents or means 4 phone calls. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 5. So we've got this pictogram and it's partially completed. It says the pictogram shows the amount of money raised by students in some tutor groups at a school. And we've got a key, we've got the circle represents £10, and we've got 4 tutor groups, STEP, so that spells step, STEP, and we've got these circles, that's the pictogram, and E obviously doesn't have theirs completed, and we've got the amount of money raised. And we've been asked to complete the raised column, so the values in here. So each circle represents £10. So in terms of this tutor group S, they were raised 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, £60. So that's £60. In terms of T, 10, 20, £30, so that's £30. And in terms of P, that's 10, 20, 30. And then we've got half of a circle, so half of a circle would be £5. So it's going to be £35, so £35. And then part B says complete the pictogram for tutor group E, so we need to do the circles for tutor group E. So that's £45, so that's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40. Now we need £5, that's going to be half of a circle like so. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, £45. Okay, and then the part C says how much money was raised altogether. Now this is a non-calculator paper, so we're going to have to add these values up ourselves. So we're going to add together £60, £30, £45 and £35. So let's do that. So £60, £30, £45 and £35, and we're going to add those together and see what we get. Okay, so let's add up the ones of the units column. So 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 10, so put a 0 down, carry a 1. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus another 4 would be 13, plus 3 would be 16, plus our extra 1 would be 17. So that's £170. That's how much money the tutor groups raised altogether, £170 for charity. Okay, let's look at our next question. So question number 6. Question number 6 says the pictogram shows the books that Claire read last year. And we've got the different genres. So we've got romance, crime, horror and factual. And we've got our key that a circle represents 8 books. And the question says how many romance books did Claire read? So each circle represents 8 books. That's going to be 8 plus another 8 would be 16 altogether, because 8 plus 8 is 16. So that's part A done. So part A is 16. Okay, part B, how many horror books did Claire read? So horror books. So each circle represents 8 books. So that's 8. And then here's half a circle. So half of 8 is 4. So we're going to do 8 plus 4. And 8 plus 4 is 12. So that means that she read 12 horror books. So that's 12. And then our next part says how many books did Claire read altogether last year? So we've got our 16 romance, our 12 horror. Now we need to know what crime and factual are to add those on to get our grand total. Okay, so remember that a whole circle represents 8, because it says here our key. A circle represents 8 books. So it means that half a circle would be 4 books and a quarter circle would be 2 books. So that's 2 books. So in terms of crime, we've got 8 and another 2, so that's going to be 10 books. And in terms of factual, well, that's 3/4 of a circle. So remember, half is 4 and a quarter is 2. So 3/4 would be 6. And 3/4 of 8 is 6. That's 6 factual books. So the question says how many books did she read altogether? So we need to add these values together. So that's going to be 16 plus 10 plus 12 plus 6. So 16 plus 10 is 26. Plus another 12 will be 38. Plus 6 is 44. So she read 44 books last year. So the answer is 44. That's how many books she read in total. And you could show your method here. 16 plus 10 plus 12 plus 6. And that's equal to 44. And that's it. Okay, so let's have a look at our next question, question number 7. So question number 7 says the number of hours of sunshine on a day across a number of cities is shown below. And we've got the circle represents 2 hours of sunshine. And we've got Norwich, Dublin, Belfast, Aberdeen, Cardiff and Glasgow. Now it looks like Glasgow either didn't receive any hours of sunshine or, yep, we've got to complete it. Okay, so part A. Part A says how many more hours of sunshine were there in Norwich than Belfast? So let's find out how many hours of sunshine there were in Norwich and Belfast. So in terms of Norwich, each circle represents 2 hours. So that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then another one, that'd be 11 hours. In terms of Belfast, that's 2, 4, 6, and another one, that's 7 hours. So we've got 11 hours of sunshine in Norwich and 7 hours of sunshine in Belfast. Remember that each circle is 2 hours of sunshine and half a circle will be 1 hour of sunshine. And the question says how many more hours of sunshine were there in Norwich than Belfast? So we're going to do 11 take away 7. So 11 take away 7 is equal to 4. So there's 4 extra hours of sunshine in Norwich than Belfast. Okay, next, part C. Part C says in Glasgow there were 9 hours of sunshine and we've been asked to complete the pictogram. So we need to do 9 hours of sunshine in Glasgow. So each circle represents 2 hours. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Now we need another 1 hour, so it's going to be a semicircle like so. So that's it. We've got in Glasgow 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 1 more hour. That's 9 hours of sunshine. So we've completed the pictogram. And that's it. We've done those 2 parts of that question. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So question number 8. Question number 8 says, Stefan records the number of cars in a car park at 9 a.m. each weekday last week. And he draws this pictogram to represent his results. So we've got the key that a circle represents 10 cars. And we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we've been asked to write down a criticism of Stefan's pictogram. So we want to find a criticism of Stefan's pictogram. So let's have a look at it. So he's got all the weekdays. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's great. Obviously weekdays are Monday to Friday and weekends would be Saturday and Sunday. So he's got those. He's got a key, so that's good. Let's have a look here. We've got Monday. Well, that's 20 cars. That could work. In terms of Tuesday, that's 10, 20, 30 cars. In terms of Wednesday, that's 10 cars. Friday, 10, 20, 30, 35 cars. That's okay. Here, Friday, there's a bit of a problem here with Friday. The reason is we've got 10, 20, and then we've got 3/4 of a circle. So here we've got a circle that represents 10 cars. So that means that half a circle would be 5 cars. A quarter circle, if we do a quarter circle, that'd be half of 5, which is 2.5. Well, that wouldn't really make sense in this situation because that's 2.5 cars. And 3/4 of a circle, so 3/4 of a circle, that's a half and a quarter. So that would be 7.5 cars. 3/4 of 10 is 7.5. So that's saying that on Friday there's 10, 20, 27.5 cars. But obviously we can't have 27.5 cars. So that means that his pictogram, well, that's our criticism that whatever he's drawn for Friday couldn't happen. And that actually perhaps he should use a better key. So let's do that. And that's it. So I've written down as 3/4 of 10 is 7.5. Stefan has said there's 27.5 cars in the car park on Friday, and that's not possible. So unless you've got a car that's half in and half out of the car park. But that's it. So that's our criticism. You really should use a different key. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 9. So question number 9 says a box contains blue, green, pink and yellow beads, and the pictogram shows information about the number of each colour in the box, and a circle represents 4 beads. So here we've got 4 for blue and then another 2, so that's going to be 6 blue beads. We've got for green, there's 4, 8, 12, 16 green beads. For pink, there's 4, 8, 12 and then another 1, because 1/4 of 4 is 1, so that's going to be 13 pink beads. And we're told in total there's 40 beads in the box, and we've been asked to complete the pictogram. So let's work out how many yellow beads there would be. So if we do 6 plus 16 plus 13, if we add these together, that'll tell us how many blue, green and pink beads there are all together in the box. So 6 plus 16 is 22, plus 13 would be 35. So that's 35 beads. So if there's 40 altogether, 40 take away 35 is equal to 5. So that must mean there's 5 yellow beads in the box. So to show that on the pictogram, we're going to do a circle, that's 4. Then we need another 1, that's going to be 1/4 of a circle. So then that would be yellow, and that would be 5. And that's it, we've completed the pictogram. It's got a key, that's fantastic. And that's it. Okay, let's look at our next question. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 10. So question number 10 says, Irene is a GP and the pictogram shows information about the number of patients she sees each day last week. So this is the information about the number of patients she saw each day last week, and the circle represents 4 patients. So Monday she saw 4, 8, 12 patients and so on. And we're told that on Wednesday, Irene saw 9 patients. So we need to show 9 patients on the pictogram. So a circle's 4 and another circle will be 8. And we want to show 9, so we need 1 more patient. So that's going to be a 1/4 circle. So it's going to look something like that. So that's 9 patients. So she saw 9 patients on Wednesday. Okay, next, we're then told that each appointment lasts 15 minutes, and we've been asked to work out the total time Irene spent seeing patients last week and to include suitable units. So when each appointment lasts 15 minutes, so let's find out how many appointments she had in last week altogether, and then multiply that by 15. That'll be how many minutes she spent seeing patients. So let's see how many patients there are altogether, and it's a calculator question, that's good, that's going to be handy for our multiplication. So in terms of Monday, that's 4, 8, 12 patients. In terms of Tuesday, 4, 8, 12, 16 and another 2, that's going to be 18 patients. Wednesday, 4, 8, 9, that's good because we were told there was 9 patients on Wednesday. Thursday, 4, 8, 12, 16 patients on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got 4, 8, and then we've got 3/4 of a circle. 3/4 of 4 is equal to 3 because obviously half of it is 2 and another one would be 3. So we've got 4, 8 and then number 3 would be 11. So that's how many patients Irene saw last week altogether. So let's add those together and see how many patients he saw. So if we add those together, and it's a calculator paper, so we can do 12 plus 18 plus 9 plus 16 plus 11. That's equal to 66 patients. So she saw 66 patients. Now each appointment lasted 15 minutes. So if we do 66 multiplied by 15, that's how many minutes she would spend seeing patients. So 66 multiplied by 15 is equal to 990 minutes. So she spent 990 minutes seeing patients. Now we could leave her answer like that because it just said how much time or what's the total time she spent seeing patients last week and to include suitable units. I'm going to actually write it as hours just because I feel like it. So I'm going to take the 990 minutes and I'm going to divide it by 60 to see how many hours that is. So 990 divided by 60 is equal to 16.5, so that's 16 and a half hours, 16.5 hours. So she spent 16.5 hours seeing patients last week. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, so let's have a look at our next question, question number 11. So question number 11 says, Alfie, Barry, Connor and Dylan play for the same football team. And the pictogram shows some information about the number of goals they each scored last season. So we've got Alfie, he's got 3.5 circles. Barry, we don't have any information on Barry or Connor. And Dylan's got 1 circle. And the key's not completed either. And the question says, the 4 players scored a total of 20 goals. So altogether they scored 20 goals. And Alfie scored 7 goals. So fantastic, we know that Alfie scored 7 goals. So if we have a look here, we can actually now find the key, because if that's 7, well, I'm thinking each circle must be worth 2. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, and another 1. Yeah, so the circle means 2 goals, And then we're told Connor scores one more goal than Barry. So Connor scored one more goal than Barry. And the question says complete the pictogram and key. Well, we've done the key. We've done that each circle represents 2 goals. Now we need to complete the pictogram. So we know that Alfie scored 7 goals because we're told that. So as you can see here, 2, 4, 6, 7. Now if we have a look at Dylan, he's got 1 circle, so that's going to be 2 goals because each circle means 2 goals. So that's now 7 plus 2 is equal to 9 goals. So altogether, Alfie and Dylan between them have scored 9 goals. Now we're told that the 4 players scored a total of 20 goals. So if we take the 9 away from 20, so 20 take away 9, that's equal to 11. So that means that Barry and Connor scored altogether 11 goals. Now we're told that Connor scored 1 more goal than Barry. So we're looking for 2 numbers that add together to be 11, where one of them is 1 more than the other. I'm thinking 6 and 5 because 6 plus 5 is equal to 11, and one of those numbers is 1 more than the other one. Now if we have a look here, Connor scored 1 more than Barry, so that means that Connor scored 6 and Barry scored 5. So Connor scored 6 and Barry scored 5. So let's then put those on our pictogram. So Connor, he scored 6, so that's going to be 3 circles, 2, 4, 6. And Barry scored 5, so it's going to be 2, 4, and then 1 more goal. Well, that's going to be half a circle for 5. And that's it. So let's just write the 5 and 6 there. And let's just check. 7 plus 5 is equal to 12, plus 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. And that's it. And Connor scored 1 more than Barry. And that's it. So we've completed the pictogram and key. Okay, let's look at our next question. So the next question is question number 12, and it's a calculator question that's going to come in handy. And we're told that a bakery sells bread rolls, and the pictogram, without a key, shows how many bread rolls were sold each day over 4 days. So we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we're told that 54 bread rolls were sold on Thursday, so 54 sold on Thursday, 54 were sold on Thursday. And we're asked to work out how many bread rolls were sold on Saturday, so how many were sold on Saturday. So we want to find this number here. Okay, so to do that, it'd be quite useful if we knew what the key was, but we don't have a key, so let's actually make one. So let's find out how many each circle represents. So let's see, circle means how many bread rolls. So let's see. So altogether, if we have a look at Thursday, we've got that's equal to 54 bread rolls, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 circles. So 4.5 circles is equal to 54. So if we divide 54 by 4.5, we can find out how many is in each circle. So if we take our 54 and we divide it by 4.5 because there's 4.5 circles, that'll tell us how many each circle is worth. So if we do 54, and this is a calculator question, so 54 divided by 4.5 is equal to 12. So that means that each circle means 12 bread rolls, 12 bread rolls. And let's just check that. 12, 24, 36, 48, and then half of them will be 6, and 48 plus 6 is 54. So that's perfect. So the question says how many bread rolls were sold on Saturday. So we want to know how many bread rolls were sold on Saturday. So it's going to be 12, 24, 36. So there's 36 bread rolls sold on Saturday, and that's it. So 36. So 36. So just to recap for this question, we know that on Thursday there's 54 bread rolls sold. We divided that by 4.5 because there's 4.5 circles. So that tells us each circle is 12 bread rolls. And then for Saturday, that's 12, 24, 36, or 12 times 3 is 36. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our last question. So question number 13 says, Finn has a bag containing 72 sweets. So he's got 72 sweets altogether. And there's 4 flavours. They are apple, blueberry, cherry and lemon. So apple, blueberry, cherry and lemon. And the pictogram shows some information about the number of apple and lemon sweets in the bag. So apple and lemon. So we've got that apple is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 squares. And the lemon is 1.5 squares. And then we've got a key, but we don't know how many each square represents. And then we're told that Finn counts a total of 48 apple and lemon sweets. So altogether he's got 48 apple and lemon sweets. Now that's really useful because we can actually then use that information to work out what each square will be worth. And then we're told there's 20 blueberry sweets, and we've been asked to complete the pictogram and key. Okay, so let's go back up to this apple and lemon. So in terms of the apple and lemon, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 blocks there. And then we've got a half and another half. Well, those two will form together to make another square. So for instance, if we move this one here, that'll be 6 squares. So altogether, there's 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Then another half, that's 5, and then 6. So there's 6 squares. And we know that those 6 squares represent a total of 48 sweets. So if we take the 48 and we divide that by 6, because there's 6 squares in those apple and lemon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 48 divided by 6 is equal to 8. So that means each square represents 8 sweets. So let's write that in our key. So a square represents 8 sweets. Then we're told there's 20 blueberry sweets. So there's 20 blueberry sweets, and I'm just going to rub out where we've written those numbers in, so there and there. So there's 20 blueberry sweets. So that would be, in terms of 8, that's going to be 8. And then another square would be 16. And then we need another 4, so that's going to be half a square, so that's going to be that rectangle like so. So that's 8, 16, and then another 4 would be 20. So that's 20 blueberry sweets. And then we need to work out how many cherry there would be, and that's the last thing we need to do, because we've completed the key, we've completed the row for blueberry, we just now need to fill in how many cherry sweets there would be. Now if we go back up to the question, we're told there's 72 sweets. So in terms of the 72 sweets, well, the 72 altogether, 48 of them are apple and lemon, so we're going to take away 48, and there's 20 blueberries, so we're going to take away another 20, and we're going to see what's left, and what's left must be the cherry sweets. So 72 take away 48, take away 20 is equal to 4. So that's equal to 4 sweets. And 4 sweets, well, that's going to be half of that square, so that's going to look like that. And that's it. So that's the cherry completed. And that's the pictogram completed. And that's it. And that's it. So in this video, we've looked at pictograms. We've looked at the video solutions to the answers. If you need any extra help on pictograms, go to Corbettmaths and go to the videos and worksheets section and scroll down to video numbers 161 and 162. Alternatively, you could scan this QR code. But in this video, we focus on the solutions to the practice questions. I really hope you found it useful. If you have found it useful, please like the video and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.